Okay, next I wanted to show our bed here. This bed is what I call a folding bed. You'll see other folding beds on YouTube, and most of them are slat beds that push back into. But I'm going to call mine a two-board bed. Yeah, just wanted to interject here real quick, and that is the differences between the two-board and the slat bed, which is your push-together bed that you can see in the picture here. I was all prepared to make a slat bed, and then just woke up one morning and I said, hey, why not just two pieces of wood? The slat bed, as you can see in the picture, there's a lot of individual boards in there that have to be cut relatively precisely and then attached and probably finished and chamfered and sanded. So a lot of work there. With the two board bed, of course, you build the frame first, as you can see in the videos here. But after that, there's just two boards that go on top. The backboard is fixed, and then I call the backboard bed number one. Bed number two is the sliding board, and where they come together instead of having two 90-degree edges. You'll see in the video I cut a 45-degree angle. So that's the key differences between a slat bed and a two-board bed. It's primarily just a lot simpler and quicker to build a two-board. So I'll try that first, and it's working so far, so I don't think I'm going to go and build a slat bed later on. Anyway, here's the rest of the video. And this is a queen size mattress, a full queen 60 by 80. And this is one of the mattresses you can easily get off of Amazon. It's got three folds in it, called a trifold. Got three layers, topper, middle density, and then high density at bottom. So it's just 6 inches, and we found that to be plenty to prevent any hot spots. So this is the nighttime mode here. And for the daytime, we will just flip the bed up and push one of the boards in. And now we have full access to this area back here and our cabinets. The difference on this bed design that I didn't see on other YouTube videos is, again, the two boards. So most of them that I saw folded in half like this were slat beds. So what I did to enhance the design is basically two boards. One board in the back here is fixed. That's half the bed. And the other board, which is the front half here, is the movable portion. The key to the movable portion is the 45-degree angle cut. So I'll show you the 45-degree right here. This is the edge. Both bed number one and bed number two have this 45-degree cut. So easy to cut, just two pieces of wood, and with the two 45-degree angles, they'll slide up real easy, and you get up in the morning to make your daytime bed. So here's the two boards, and that's pretty much a done deal. Okay, here's the relationship between bed 1 and bed 2. Bed 1 back here with the breather holes is fixed, screwed into the bed frame. And then bed 2 right here is the slider bed. In the center is each bed 1 and bed 2 are cut to 45-degree angles. So they slide on top of each other real easily, just like this. And so daytime mode will slide this bed number 2 on top of number 1. And then we've got room back in here for our walking around and cabinet access, etc. So that's how bed 1 and bed 2 look when they are without a mattress. me stop for bed 2 here, of course, is the ice chest. When we're driving for a little bit of extra safety, I will put this tie down strap and attach it to a eye hook right here that keeps the bed and mattress back in the back as opposed to up front with Cindy and myself. So just a review on the bed here. The bed itself is focused on and based on these nuts that these bolts go into, and these nuts are in the passenger van body covered with a little cap. A tip here on how to attach the a 2x4 to this area in here. For starters, you want to locate this bolt that you have from the factory. Pop out that cap, and there's a bolt all ready to go for you. And the size of the bolt is 3/8 inch by 16. They call it coarse at Lowe's and Home Depot. I'm going to start off with about a 3-inch bolt and put some washers in, things like that, to get a good spacing up here. I don't want the wood necessary to lay right against the plastic, so we'll work on that later. But anyway, that's the threaded bolt hole you have available from the factory, and they come with the van. So this whole platform here, which is pretty solid, as you can see, this is real solid. North and south, there's not going to be any movement, and then east and west, movement will be blocked by this beam going across here. So I don't have this screwed into the sidewall. It's just butted up here because that saves me from having to add a riv nut at that location. So anyway, north and south, this movement here is limited by those bolts that go into the factory supplied nuts that are in the frame, and also east and west is blocked with this post here. So we've got a real nice platform. My base here, the floor is 3/4 inch plywood, so these is real quick and easy to attach the frame. One more secure spot right there. Although even without those floor angles, I got 4 of them in now. Even without those floor angles, it's still really solid. It wasn't moving that I could even see. As you can see, you need to leave a hole here in your floor to access your spare tire. That's where you stick the crank handle into to lower the tire. And then I've also made access back here for these old seat brackets, and those physically, there's 4 of them here. Well, there's 3 of them here that stick up out of the floor, so I had to cut relief holes for those, or the board wouldn't lay down. And then these other marks I have here are for later. If I need, I can always access, looks like on this particular floor, 4 different spots here where there's bracket hooks like this right here. They're underneath this board, and I don't need them right now. I don't think I'm going to need them in the future, but if I do, I'll just drill in those holes and maybe jigsaw out and have another tie-in spot. But that's it for today. This cabinet here and this cabinet here are all bolted to the bed, and then also they are screwed into the floor. Another quick note is I had fully expected to use some riv nuts to stabilize the cabinets and the sink and the battery box to the side of the van, but after I attached the cabinets to the bed and then the sink to the cabinets and then screwed everything down into the floors, that it was a lot more solid than I expected, so I didn't have to use any rib nuts for these front items here, the cabinets and the sink and the battery box. Just wanted to throw that in there. This sink here is bolted to the cabinet, and it's also has a strap that connects it to a bracket that comes stock with these vans. It's a seat bracket, and so the front of this is strapped and tied down to that point. The battery electrical box here is also uses tie-down straps to hold it in place. So it's tie-down straps are attached to the handle here, and this locks down the ice chest to the cabinet, and the cabinet and ice chest are all basically strapped into the floor, and they're strapped into brackets that come stock with a passenger van. So that's another nice thing about the passenger van, is throughout this area here there's different brackets that were originally for the seats and can be used to hold equipment down. And then, as a finishing touch, the sink and the cabinets and the electrical box all have screws that go through brackets like this and into the floor. And that's a reason why I picked 3/4 inch plywood to add to the flooring, was to provide a good solid and strong base. And as you can see here, I have cut holes out for the heater vents. And that's another nice thing about the passenger van, is it comes stock with a heater in the floor. All the vents are open under the cabinets here too, so there's no heater vents being blocked off with anything here. And also the passenger vans come stock with back air conditioning. So this air conditioning for the back here is clear in the rear on the floor. It's an auxiliary air conditioner, which is controlled with these knobs here: fan speed and temperature. The heater for the van is underneath the passenger seat, so that supplies heat back here along the floor. And I think that's what this heater is for. It's just the back. I think there's a separate heater for the cabin area. I know there's definitely a separate air conditioner for the cabin area. So that's just a couple of extra items.